Pretty certain that's what the smell is. Let's mix this baby up. So I think somebody's done a bit of a bodge. It's dripping down and going onto the exhaust, which is giving me that burning smell. So I'm going to get, oh, look at that bastard there. Look, it's all brittle. There's a big split in it. Oh dear, that's not good, is it? Get yourself a kettle. Most importantly, don't tell the missus that you're using her best cups, and just leave it in there and let physics do its thing. It's time to fix the beast. So I got this annoying burning smell when you drive the car. It doesn't happen all the time, predominantly when I start the car. I think it's coming from a PCV valve. I've heard that there's a little rubber O-ring that you might need to replace, so let's get into it. Right, so let's get this cover thing off first. It's a 2009 Fiat 500, 1 litre. I think it's a 1 litre. I don't even know. I bought it for £700. Little bargain. Let's take this air filter box thing off the top and see what's underneath. I've got a feeling that when you start the car, there is maybe initial oil is coming through. It's dripping down and going onto the exhaust, which is giving me that burning smell. So, never looked at this car really in much detail. It drives really well. It's great fun. I love my little hatchbacks. Right. Oh, I can see oil. Let's take all this off. So straight away, at the back here, there's a little hole. It's a breather hole, and this is looking pretty oily in there, so let's give that a clean. Then, I haven't really looked at this car in much detail, but this obviously is your crankcase, and there's a breather pipe that comes up and then goes into your throttle body, which is down there, and it's all looking a bit oily, so let's give it all a good clean. Why there's oil in there would suggest that there might be a blockage, so I'll undo that and we'll see how we go. But first I'm going to get a cloth. That is oily. Just be careful when you're working around the throttle body, don't drop anything in there. Looking at this closely here, inside here, give it a nice clean. There's a pipe that connects onto here, and that's that pipe just down there. And looking at it, it's really sloppy, almost as if perhaps when somebody's changed the air filter or something snapped off there. So I'm going to try and have a look at some images to see if there should be a better fitting, because when I connect this pipe, you can see, look, that's really sloppy. That shouldn't be like that, and I'm wondering if it's actually just oil's leaking out of that, and then it's running around and it's making a mess around my throttle body. So I'm going to have a look and see, and then if that's the case, I'll think of a way of making a more snug seal. So thanks to the internet, dead easy nowadays. Oh, you guys don't know how lucky you got it. All I had back in the day was a Haynes manual. Anyway, I've had a look. There's definitely something snapped off that. There should be a 30mm, maybe just over an inch, little plastic tube with a round nipple on the end to then push that pipe on, this one here. And on my one, I've got a copper setup. Now, whether this has been put on by somebody because it broke, I just don't know. But I can make it better, that's the important thing. So improvise, find a problem to the solution. I don't want to go buy a new air filter box housing, I don't need to. But this has got to go in there, it's got to be a much better seal in there like that. So let's have a little think and see what I can do. I might take off that little short piece of metal here so that I can work on it better. So let's do that. Alright, what can we do? I'm tempted actually just to heat it. So I need to get that in there a lot more snug. I'm tempted just to heat it and sort of melt it in. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's what the smell is. I think somebody's actually made this. There's a bit of thin rubber tube on that. And it ain't very clear. I can't even see through it. It's completely blocked. I can't even see through it. Can't even see through it. That's got to be the reason why oil is backing up, is going down over the throttle body, dripping down, because right beneath it, eventually you're going to get down to the exhaust. So I think somebody's done a bit of a bodge, and not a very good one, because that originally the plastic has snapped off. So let's make it better. What can I do? That bit of copper is quite nice, quite like that. Let's try and get this cleared first of all. God, look at that. There, finally. She can breathe. Poor thing. Poor car was getting choked. Alright, that's good. Good. I can see through it now. Right, let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to try and glue that in there. What I found is, if I actually turn it around the other side, there's a bit of a wider diameter on that side, and it pushes in nice and snug. So with a bit of glue, that could work very well. So hopefully my plexus hasn't dried up. Let's mix this baby up. Yeah. I find if I just use a little bit of oil on my finger, I can then get a nice smooth finish. Little tip for you there. And for good measure, I've taken off the breather pipe to the crankcase. Let's give that a little clean as well. So I ran out of my epoxy, but I'm going to use a heat gun just to kind of give it a bit more rigidity, because I don't need to have the pipe come all the way up here. So I'm going to make so it's part of the plastic air filter here, just build it up a little bit, give it a bit more strength. So let's get this back on again. Good. Right, so then that's going to connect to here. So it's going to sit like that. No, it's not. It's going to sit like that. That stays in that orientation. Good. So now that I've cleaned this seal, I say that it's a dirt oil seal inside the throttle body where the butterfly valve is. It may behave a little bit different, but the car will learn. If not, I can always reset the throttle body using one of my diagnostic tools. Yeah, it's a lot cleaner in there now. That's good. So, breather pipe cleared, the air filter, I've cleared that a bit. I've secured the pipe. This is the end of the tube that is going to connect to that pipe I've just modified. So I'm going to get, oh, look at that bastard there. Look, it's all brittle. There's a big split in it. Oh dear, that's not good, is it? Good job I've seen that. Right, let's get a new pipe. Blimey. That was a good spot. I've got to try and get another pipe now. I've got some spare pipe kicking around the garage. If I can get to the other end, I'll take the whole thing off. There might be enough slack on it. I could actually just do that, but there's a good chance it's probably brittle all the way along. And as I bend it, I can see that it is, and that's probably from the heat of the engine. What I'm going to do, there's a clip at the back there. I'm just going to pull this pipe off and route it slightly nearer so I've got more slack. It doesn't look too bad. Oh, it's split all the way. All the way, boy, all the way. Ugh. It's never easy, is it? There we go. Right, this is the pipe in question. Look at that, look how it's split. Right, I need to have a look in the garage and see if I've got something that's going to be a little bit more newer than that. Can I blow for it? Huh. Okay, let's go and have a look. Oh, beautiful. It's a bit fat. Maybe that one, that looks better. Yes, that's looking good. That would do the jobby for me. What is this stuff? 225 PSI, and it's SAE 130. That'll do fine. That'll do fine. It's actually fuel injection hose, so it's more than capable, and also this stuff is braided. There's a fabric through it, give it a bit of strength. So that's all good. So I'm going to cut myself a piece, just going to work my way along to get exactly the right size, and then over time it will naturally form that shape anyway. Good. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Right, let's get some snippy snips. That'll do. Give myself a bit of extra. Ooh. Right, that can go. Here's my new one. Let's get her on. Right, let's see if I can get this on now. This will be fun. Make sure there's nothing blockaged. We are all good. Right, let's get that end in. Now, I think I'll just heat that with some hot water just to get it nice and soft. It will push on easier because I can't really see what I'm doing in there. So just a bit of hot water, boiling water, and it will soften it. So I learned this little tip. for two reasons. I actually learnt it from a 70-year-old plumber, and most importantly, the reason that he does this is because the climate where I live can be lovely one minute and bloody freezing cold the next. And when you're trying to work with this stuff, this does not play with you when it's cold. So in engineering, you've got to do what you can do. So get yourself a kettle. Most importantly, don't tell the missus that you're using her best cups, and just leave it in there and let physics do its thing. It's just going to soften it. It's going to be nice and malleable, and hopefully we can get it on the car. For those people that live in a nice warm climate, if only. If only. Anyway, that's all part of the fun, part of the challenge, thinking outside the box. Let's put the kettle back. I'm such a child. Oh yeah. This was definitely not be as easy in the winter, that's for sure, at -10. Just wash my hands, get some proper gloves on. Just noticed I had one glove on one hand and not on the other. So I'm going to take this over to the car and see if we can get her on. Right. By the way, I'm going to say something. I am using a DJI Action 4 camera and it is brilliant. I used to use GoPros. They're still good, but they're starting to freeze up on me, and I think they just lost their edge. This Action 4 I'm using, and I'm going to do a little review on it. The reason I got it is because I got a DJI drone and the quality of the camera is brilliant. So I thought, well, I'm going to get the actual action camera, and it hasn't let me down. It's got voice activation. I can say to start or to stop, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, don't know about that. I'll do a little review on that coming up. But let's try and get this hose on. Right. She slides right on. Beautiful. Lovely. Right, that's nice. Okay, so now let's try and route this around the back. I'm going to come up through this little mount hole here, like that. And there's my little modified doodah, nice and rigid. I could put a little bit of spray on that just so it slides on. Alright, let's try and get this on without breaking it. So that's got to go on first. There's a little pipe here. Let's get that on there. There's a little locating lug in there. Good. Right, now let's get this breather pipe on. And actually what I should have, I'm going to get a little Jubilee clip. That should do. Make sure the rubber seal's on there. That's good. Sorted. A couple of screws on there. On there. Done. Will it work? Can't see why not. Right, let's get all these tools away. Now let's see if she starts. looks good. So if you've got some oily smells coming into the cabin, have a look at that pipe and give that a go. Thanks for getting to the end of the video, and if you took the time to subscribe.